Hey, what is up everyone? This is PvT-Mitten's and I'm going to be talking about censorship in general and mainly at Sony because Sony is a lot of the blame on this, especially idiotic decisions they've done with this topic. So let's get started. Censorship, it's mainly down to social justice warriors in general doing this because a good example is Devil May Cry 5 recently. Devil May Cry 5 launched. Great game, by the way. It's still, in my opinion, it's game of the year thus far that I've played out of all the games that have come out this year. If you own the Xbox One version, you essentially have a superior version than the PlayStation version. If you own the PC version, you have the superior version. All because of the sheer fact that the PlayStation version has a censored part. And this censored part is, it's not a spoiler alert, by the way, so yeah, continuing. There's a part where Trish is essentially naked and you see her arse. On the PlayStation version, her arse is censored out with a giant bright light, so it looks like the sun's shining out of her arse. But that goes to show what it is, and even Capcom has confirmed Sony made them do this. And that is definitely backed up with the fact that the Xbox and PC version are not censored in that cutscene. It's just the PlayStation version. Another example is there is a Japanese game. I could be wrong, but I believe it's a hybrid dimension game. It's an anime game, to be exact. It's on Switch and PlayStation and PC. The Switch version isn't censored, PlayStation version is. So that makes you wonder, why is the PlayStation version being censored? And then there's also the whole, debacle with Persona recently. If you haven't heard, there's a new spin-off Persona game where one of the characters, she's showing off legs, and essentially social justice warriors are going nuts. For anyone that has been living under a rock for so long, a social justice warrior is essentially someone that complains about everything and reckons that you can't say this and that because it's incorrect, it's politically not right to say and shit like that there. So a good example is, I like to call my friends faggot. So essentially they would say to me, I can't use that word because it's insensitive. Not realizing that the word faggot has been around for so long and it used to not actually mean that term, but anyway. So back to what I'm actually talking about. There's also the Mortal Kombat thing recently where all the women in that game are more or less covered up, but the men aren't, and there's a whole section of the game that apparently mentions Trump, and there's a woke comment by Jax. I don't know, I haven't played Mortal Kombat 11, but judging by the Metacritic score of the users on Metacritic, it looks like that's true because it's like sitting at 29 last time I checked on all the versions. I'm still going to buy Mortal Kombat because I don't play Mortal Kombat to see the women half naked. I play Mortal Kombat to see the amazing violence, graphics, and the absolutely fantastic gameplay that Mortal Kombat has had. If I wanted to see half naked women fight each other, I'd play Dead or Alive. But yeah, back on topic. Sony has not recently, but Sony in the last few years has moved their Western headquarters to California, America. From what I've heard and gathered from my friends that live in America, California is essentially the cesspool of social justice warriors in the United States. So could that be a reason why Sony is censoring a lot of shit? Like, Sony's not censoring violence and gore. Like, if you just like your violence and gore in video games, all well and good. Nothing's been censored. But if you like, a bit of tits and ass, good luck getting that in your game nowadays with Sony. They're doing everything in their power to stop those being shown in their video games. What can I say? I mean, Sony has really gone downhill. When Nintendo aren't censoring their games and Sony are, when Nintendo back in the day was the one known for censoring, that goes to show how far Sony has fallen because of the whole social justice shit. You could be one of these people who think, oh, it's only tits and ass, I don't care. That's fine. I mean, every video game I play, I don't want to see tits and ass all the time. I only want to see it now and again if it's, if it adds some sort of, plot. Not plot, but you get what I'm saying. It adds, some sort of value to the game or something like that. But today it could be tits and ass, tomorrow it could be violence, the next day it could be gore, the day after that it could be anything that would be taken out of the game. And the whole, Sony going after these companies and saying, oh, you're not representing the LGBTQ, LBGQ, whatever the fuck they call themselves. That's that group of people enough. You're not, representing them. Well, why put them under one umbrella? Is that group of people more important than the rest of us? No. Last I checked, all gamers were equal. Doesn't matter the color of your skin, the fucking what you sexually identify as, what your religion is, all that shit. We're all the same. We all like to play games. Doesn't fucking matter, But Sony seems to be, oh, this person's gay, this person's this and that, blah 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 blah, and you're sitting there going to yourself, why do I need to know if my character likes dick or not? I just want to play the game. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I don't care if my character's gay, fucking whatever. As long as my character is well written, I don't care. And then this is why I'm on the fence with indie games as well. Indie developers seem to do the tendency of the same thing where they try to be different by, being politically correct. And then there's other times indie developers just don't give a fuck and they make the game they want to make. And that's why I really like seeing indie game developers taking the time to, make the game they want to do. I like games where they're not afraid to mention anything. And unfortunately, that's not the case nowadays. Nowadays, you have to be careful of what you say. And this is where I bring up the last part. I would love to see Duke Nukem make a return, but at the same time, I don't think he can at this point. Not because of how bad Forever was. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the sheer fact that I don't think we'll ever see him come back. Just to the sheer fact that if as soon as a game of him announced coming out and the trailers dropped and he's exactly the same as what he's always been, oh my god, the social justice warriors would go after him like there is no tomorrow. They would call it everything under the sun. They will try and get the game banned. Everything like that there. And then you'd have Sony censoring stuff out of the game. And then you'd have, the creative value of the game, the art directory, not the art directory, the creative, freedom that the developer would have wanted for the game. It's gone. They have to take stuff out just to meet expectations, just to meet standards by Sony and others. This is what I'm saying. It may not affect you today, but you never know. You might wake up tomorrow and they've done something to a game that you don't like. This is why I'm just saying Sony, to me, has fallen from grace, and I'm just not buying the PlayStation 5 off them because of the sheer fact they've done this. And honestly, in my opinion, they don't deserve, my money anymore. I'll be buying most of Sony. The only games of Sony I'll be buying day one are developers I know that are worth the money, like for example Sucker Punch and that there. But I will not be buying Sony's consoles anymore, any stuff like that there. They've not earned the right anymore, and it's just a shame that it's come to that. A once great company that wouldn't want their stuff, censored is now at this point. For example, Resistance Fall of Man for the PS3, they had to fight tooth and nail to get that game released because of the whole controversy it had at launch. But nowadays, oh no, it's all about, gotta protect the fucking LGBT community and political correctness. But anyhow, that is my 2 cents, guys. I really thankful you've stuck through and watched it, and hope you stay tuned for some upcoming videos. This is PvT-Mitten's. Thanks for watching. Take care and see you later. Bye.